Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kyohaku Rocket League Series Division C Finals between Hydra Boosted Esports Medusa and California State University Long Beach. By God, that's a mouthful, but we're here to make heads and tails of the nonsense. I'm D'Lo, joined here by Sami Nami. Sami, how we feeling?
Feeling pretty good. How about yourself?
I mean, dude, first debut here in this league. I'm feeling great. Looking forward to seeing some new talent here. But from what I've heard, we've got quite a bit on tap, in fact. So I don't know. Walk me through here, Sami. You're the one who's got lay of the land. Give me a little bit of a tour through the ranks here. What are we going to be seeing as far as storylines between these two teams that have worked so hard to get up to the top?
Sure thing. Now, we are going to be in Division C here. Out of all of them, I believe this is the third division out of the league. In this match tonight, we happen to also have some staff members on either side of the team. Both teams have been very consistent in their gameplay and solid with their teamwork. Really going to be looking at just a friendly rivalry, I would say, and huge bragging rights among the admin teams.
And bragging rights can sometimes be the most important part of all, Sami. But that being said, I want to see friendly rivalry. I want to see blood left here on the field. It's green right now, but by the end, it's all going to be painted red, hopefully, with the blood of these cars. And best of seven series here, man. A lot of time. It's a battle of attrition. Not only does your skill have to be on par, but your mental fortitude's got to be sharp as well.
That as well. But I think I'm expecting it to see more charred on the field. After all, these are cars, not people.
Well, you know what? We never got to see what quite happens when Lightning McQueen in the famous Pixar series receives a gaping flesh wound. So we're just going to have to agree to disagree until the evidence is on the field. Splatter on the field.
I suppose you're right in that aspect.
It was always planned, but I heard they took that concept art in the final cuts here. But luckily, we have the sequel to Cars that we never asked for, but we oh so deserved. Going to be a really good match here. And our top analysts here at KRLS actually ran a poll on the Twitter. Big expectations here for CSULB to take this one in spades with only, I believe, 20% of voters supporting Medusa here. Do we think, Sami, that's a bit of an expectation here of this team's capabilities? Are we sleeping on Medusa?
There could be a slight sleep here. Now, given that I did personally cast their last match against Lil Calm Win, Medusa was very, very strong. So much so that I found they were dominating most of the series. I don't have too much personal experience watching Long Beach to see how the Sharks played, so I would say that's a story for another time that would have to have been told by some other casters. But nonetheless, I do think that tonight we're either going to see a make or break from Medusa here because they have a lot to answer to as the underdogs here tonight.
Always looking to see a Cinderella story. Underdogs up here trying to make their case. This game one's going to be so pivotal. It's always the pacemaker, especially when you have so much time to gather data. Even if you don't come out necessarily on top, it's going to be the team that can adapt more quickly and going to be able to just predict and disrupt the enemy's gameplay that ends out on top in the long run here. So I'm looking to see demos. I'm looking to see some disruptive action. Try to get in the head of your opponents to set yourself up for success in those later games.
I agree with you there, but rather than that, I'm actually personally looking for some more communication from teams, as that seems to be a thing that is somewhat lacking from either side last time I was here.
That's an important aspect for sure. I mean, at these upper echelons of play, it's Division C, but it's nonetheless, we're here at the finals for a reason. They have this grand stage because these players have technical skill to show us. And sometimes a bit of an underestimated aspect of Rocket League, something that's slept on in the lower echelons of play, is going to be the passing game, your communication, making sure that it's not all about the hero plays. It's a corny phrase. We're getting Disney up in here, but there's no I in team, Tommy.
Yes, that is true. In fact, I would say that that's probably the biggest crutch, if you will, that I was seeing last time, is that communication was there slightly, but the passing with the team play is what struggled. Now they have had at least a week or two since the last game. So with that time, I expected them to have cleaned up a bit going into this match here.
But the issue, of course, with having that week is it's double-edged, as we see our team members singing in the shower. Beautiful work here from the team to really get into high spirits before they begin. So good to see that there's some good spirits at the very least. We're remaining excited.
Oh
We're
yeah.
fiending for some games, but you make the good point that we have a week of preparation. The enemy team also has got a week. They can start reviewing game tape of the opposition, do their homework, and also come prepared with a game plan to stop it. So going to be interesting to see who can better utilize that week. You know, who wants it more at the end of the day? Who's hungrier?
Oh yes. And actually, someone I do want to let you know about is I would have you keep an eye out on Eric's. ERYX. They were actually a pivotal player last time around in the previous game. And I expect them to actually have an effect here on tonight's match, leading the team for some goals. If anything, unless they get taken out early on, they're going to be an unrivaled force.
I mean, if anything, one thing we're going to be looking at is the names. Mint E versus Mint. Going to be an unfortunate matchup for us to take a look at as we look to get into game here. Teammates on either side are revving up their engines. They want to be in here. Sami, any final thoughts as we continue to wait for the last ones to trickle on in?
I would say what I really want to see out of this first match is, I personally, what you said earlier, but I would personally treat this match more as a warm-up, going into what you said about learning your opponent and then adapting from it. If you win off of it, great. But from there, you have to be ready that your opponents are going to try to pull some sort of wild card strategy upon you as we go into the match here.
Indeed, players are set up looking for the kills. Game one, will it be all aggression or will it be a bit of a subtle dance between the two? Either way, we're off to the races.
We are now going to be starting off here. We're going to be seeing from the side of Medusa trying to set up for a shot here. They have control of this ball over on their side of the court here for now.
For now is always the key phrase. Minty going to be hanging in the reserves. Nice clear. Now, LBG off the wall. No boost, really do too much about it. Puts him in the corner. No one to challenge quite yet. And just as I say that, though, Astro moves on in. Now it's Mint. Keep an eye on these names. Open goal. Excellent work there to try to clear it right back. Could be in a bit of trouble here. Low boost on each side. Got to make sure those resources are not getting starved out here as Mint moves back on in.
That they are. I mean, what we're seeing right now is a lot of touch and go with their playstyle here. You're going to be seeing these long arching setups, but they're not positioned to the goal. Rather, they're at an off angle here for a backboard shot.
Ooh, Eric's trying to get a bit cheeky there off the backboard, but wasn't quite able to find the momentum to actually put it in. Now LBG clears out from center field. Could have been an issue there. Astro trying to get the 50-50 off. Over-dedicates just a bit. Jack has it, though. Astro's a big demo. Now the power play could be exactly what they need. Fantastic work there by Mint to stuff out Minty. You've taken my name. Now I've taken your shot on goal. Jack going to put it right back where they need it, but Mint once again with the clear. The Astro off the wall. Astro's got to be careful with over-dedicating these 50-50s. Has not worked out for them quite yet. Now Jack off the wall once again. Corner, but no one there to find it in the center. Seems that the members here of the Sharks are relying a bit too much on this corner, too much about it, and they're going to not be rewarded with another 50-50 that goes the way here of CSULB. Or sorry, that goes the way of the opposite.
That was going to be setting them up quite well to start, but that also means they're going to have to play a smart defensive as both sides have lost a player, which means all sort of juice that goes with it.
And right now, juice in Minty's tanks at the very least, but they're playing a bit too carefully to these sides. They need to be a bit more confident. Take wing. Spread them. Fly. You can do it. You have the tanks for a reason, Jack. Gonna try to listen, but unfortunately they just didn't quite have those wings developed quite yet. Those flying feathers take some time.
Oh!
But here comes a tip up from LBG to Mint. It's not good enough. It's stuck on the wall there, not knowing how to climb back down. Eric's tries to receive something, but the ball just wasn't there. Instead, it's being sent back past LBG. Mint takes to the sky. Good contestation, but it's not enough. Eric's might follow it up, but Astro with the Maestro save.
Great play by them right there. You got to watch out for Jax, who's able to get blocked off by Eric's. What we're seeing right now is a lot of opportunities trying to be made, but the door's closing on them faster than they can make it through it.
And the issue is that it's about what you said, communication. Sami is not necessarily what we're seeing. It's a lot of hero plays. Let's see another from LBG. That one succeeds. Already 1-0. 2 minutes left on the board. It's still plenty of time for the Sharks, but that was an impactful goal there to break the silence.
Being able to get that opening goal, now you have a anticipation for a snowball effect here. You can see a setup by the side of Medusa to try to keep on the pressure here. But they seem to be on the back pedal right at the moment.
Backpedaling right now. Eric's tries to get some more boost. Can't get yourself starved. LBG, another hero play, but Jack going to stop it. Keeps the lead only 1 up. They need to maintain this small differential or they will lose hope and lose their chances at starting off with a victory in their pockets here. Minty goes to the corner. Another 50-50 there. And you won this time by the Sharks. But who's there to follow up? Acer off the wall. Jack tries to meet it. There's Minty. 50-50 won by the Sharks, but Eric tries to as well dive for it. Wastes all their boosts, and unfortunately is not going to be rewarded for it. There's a nice chip up! It's only just barely going to miss. Astro can breathe a big sigh of relief.
I feel like that one should have just gone right in there. That there should have been punishment on the lackadaisical play. Like that right there.
That was brutal. Nearly diverted there by the Sharks, but they just couldn't get in goal quickly enough. Battle of the Mints, unfortunately, going to be won here by the members of Medusa, showing I have the spirit name. This is really a battle to decide who can keep their user. Fun fact, whoever loses has to change it in shame, but right now the members of the Sharks do not want to let it go without a fight. LBG goes right back downfield, but with every second that ticks down here, Sami, their chances worsen.
That's definitely here. And that's what I'm expecting to see here is that the way this momentum is going, it's probably going to be Long Beach here that has to step back and probably take the L on this one. They're not going to have enough time to really recover with 30 seconds remaining. It just doesn't really happen.
Oh, but hold on. There's a start. You should have not said that, my friend. If we see that Sami is killed in the next week, I think the members of Medusa might have strangled him. Because that commentator's curse hits different. That goal hits different too. Puts it up 1-2 now.
Hey, a curse of the caster. It's been a part of me since the beginning. You have to expect that these things happen. Nonetheless, it's up to skill by the side of Medusa here to keep their lead.
And right now, they could be in a bit of trouble for it. A brilliant block there. I believe that was from Minty. Going to be able to move it right back downfield. 10 seconds left. Astro puts it right back. Mint can't divert it enough to keep it from their side of the field. Minty sends it back. 2 seconds left, but it's already 2 down low. Sent right back by Mint. Stomps out their hopes of a comeback. Game 1 goes the way of the underdogs.
Very nice there. Now, we didn't really see much gameplay from the players until much later into the game, unfortunately. I was expecting them to have a bit, how would I say, a bit more action in the game overall.
Well, one thing we were talking about before, Sami, was the communication. Do you think we saw it from either side in quite the amounts we were expecting? Where were our expectations met? Where were they subverted?
I think that what we were seeing from communication-wise, that you'll see the communication, especially with these setups here, going for these plays or wrapping around. While one person's in goal, they can't move. You have another player get into position to cover for them. That's communication right there. That's planning. When you see these hero plays and you're kind of just going for the ball and you say, here, follow up all of a sudden. That is not. That is reckless abandonment and expectations that your team has your back without confirming they're in a position where they can assist you.
There's a fine line between delusion and actual concrete thought out strategy here. Hopefully going to find out which side they lie on, as now CSULB a bit of trouble here. Down 1, but again, best of 7 here. What do you think Sami's got to change in terms of the mental games, the way you're playing on the pitch and inside your own head when it comes to these longer engagements?
I would say for these kind of pushes, I would have to go with what you were saying earlier about a demo kind of strategy. I think Long Beach has to start adopting that a bit more. You were seeing that these games were running on with the goals, I should say, each time there was a demo in play. Neither side could really get into a scoring position because of being down a man. And in these kind of games, having down a person who does not have full gear, full juice, whatever you call it, is a detriment to your team.
Absolutely. So you cannot adopt a defeatist attitude before you've been defeated. Only one game down, you reset your mind, you get back in, you do some meditation, you get in the lotus position, and now you get back into play some Rocket League. Mint, though, beats 2 just with sheer persistence, but Jack with a beautiful save there. Going to be able to keep it alive. Misses the 100 boost. Could prove to be a consequence. Snags it on the back end. LBG has been everywhere on the offense, able to move through the field of maneuvers so quickly. Eric's too. All these members of Medusa are very mobile, very fast acting, and not going to win that 50-50 now. Could be in a bit of trouble here. Ball drops down from the backboard, but no one's there to meet it. Eric sends it right back downfield. Now Minty on defense. Jack gets that big demo on LBG. Could be a bit of trouble here as the power play begins, but keeping it too low to the ground. Eric's saves that from the side.
Great side play from him there. What you were seeing there is that it was just coverage by the team. If they did not have that rotation, as mentioned earlier, they actually would have lost that goal, as it was in perfect shooting opportunity and a great demo coming out immediately.
We're seeing a lot of that violence now from the Sharks, but they haven't made any gains from it. Now Mint takes this guy, no contestation. Astro able to divert a bit of that momentum, puts it back in the corner. It's up high. Astro and Minty, bit of a miscommunication. A lot of resources used there. A lot of time as well from the double commit. But now Minty put the shot up. Eric's there to save it once again. This defense from Medusa is infallible.
Now, it is interesting to see here from Eric's, who in the previous game, as mentioned before, was more of a striker, a setup for the players. But he's been a real defensive hardliner at the moment, who it seems that Long Beach has not been able to get past.
Well, you know, that defensive utilization might just be more of a necessity than an actual change-up in strategy, because the members here, the Sharks, are putting a lot more on goal right now. The pressure has been on this side of the field for quite some time. Minty going to put it right back where it belongs, off the backboard. LBG there to meet it. Astro puts it right back up there. Someone's got to actually knock it in the goal, you know. Another great save here from Eric's. My God, how many of those do you have in your pocket?
More than he can count. I think he's going to be cashing in sometime soon here, because you can only do so much for so long. At some point, your body gives way.
It's like the IRA said to Margaret Thatcher, we only need to be lucky once. You need to be lucky every time here. But now being applied to Rocket League, Mint puts it down and drops it forward. LBG with a shot on goal. No one there to meet except for Jack. By God, what a beautiful side play again. Both sides of the pitch are stone walling each other. Eric's going to try to break through that. Demolition expert, not quite this time.
Indeed, you're going to be seeing this setup here. It's an opportunity, but one that they can't get through quite yet. And now you're going to be seeing that with your man down, he's going to have to try to recover for the defensive here.
Oh, Jack tries to move there with the aerial 50-50, wastes a lot of resources, but grabs that corner boost. Going to be very impactful, starving the opponents while it's on their side of the pitch, and also just killing them straight up. Mint is out. 50-50 there from Astro. Gonna stall momentum. Ball bounces in the air, hangs for just a little bit before it's moved right back down. Mint tries to find the play, and LBG follows it up. Finally breaking the drought. The rain is here. The ball drops into the side of the Sharks.
Now we're seeing here a bit of a pattern, as I like to call it, is that you'll see certain things line up, such as it's a team setup, or the time at which they score, or how much of a lead there is. And in this case, it's low time, team effort shot, and only 1-0 on the board. It's looking a lot like game one here to start.
Deja vu indeed, and unfortunately Minty trying to put on some hot moves there with the flip reset, but just didn't have the follow-up and momentum, or maybe the technical finesse to know what to do next. Looked nice, but Mint gonna try to show him what a flip reset looks like. Now we're getting competitive. Minty tries to put it in. Eric saves it, but you can't be there every time. Margaret Thatcher is dead, and Jack has scored.
Yeah, I didn't think Margaret Thatcher had a say in this, but I guess so in this instance.
She felt a disturbance in the forest. Now, Margaret Thatcher is actually a huge fan of Rocket League. Fun fact here. But now, 1-1, 1 minute in. These games have been close. These games have been close. This has been competitive the entire way through, but we have not seen this much of a fight from the Sharks before. Now Jack, moving through the air, like the beautiful bird they are, tries to block it out, but this time it's Mint putting on their defensive chops. Minty gonna divert it to the side, stalls out for a bit more time, but neither team stands to gain when it's still tied up. Now up in the air, Minty, no boosts. Jack gonna steal it away from him. Might be a bit upset about that. Eric's to the skies. No go there. Bit of a whiff. Astro knocks away Mint. Puts the ball in the corner. Who's there to follow it up? It's going to be Jack. Looks for the demo. Finds it on LBG. That man had a target on his back. Astro tries to fly in from left. Cannot direct it. Moves it into the center. Could be troublesome. Here comes Jack with a follow-up. Chipped it up too high. Off the backboard. Looking for the double touch. Oh, it was almost there. Nearly beautiful. You just got robbed.
Yes, that's something you're going to be seeing often in these kinds of games. It's just a consistent close call every single time. Now going into this overtime here, it's a sudden death territory, but one I think that could play in favor of Medusa here.
I don't know about that one. You are done. Sami, you are so dead, man. You are dusty, dude. I am so sorry. My caster will drop dead at any moment from a poison dart to the neck, but who's not going to drop are these members of Sharks picking up that game in spades. What a quick OT, man.
Yeah, as we're listening to Barbie in the background there. Look, see, the way you play as a caster, right? This is me defending myself. Judge, jury, this is my defense, is that you don't play for favorites. You have to be on even sides of the field. And yes, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot for both sides, but it's within good reason.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. That is, that was something. I've got to say. No, but real fantastic work to both those teams. That was a competitive game. That was an incredibly competitive game. If we can see that same action from each of these teams, we've got a great set that could even potentially go to 7 on our hands. I'm ready for it. Not sure if my vocal cords are. How do you feel here, Sami?
Oh, I'm ready. After some Starscream exercises, I think I'll be fine here, as I don't have to kill my throat to cast this game here. But going into this third match here, I'm saying that now that both sides have an opening in the series, it's now going to be who's going to take the lead, who's going to start to take the initiative here in the third game in order to try to put on the pressure to their opponent.
It's a complete reset now. We, at this point, just have a resetted situation with each team on the even, no one getting the better of the other. So this could potentially be their chance to stake their claim on the momentum of the game, set the rhythm in their favor. Right now, Eric's beats past a couple members, but LBG moves it right back on up. Stuck there from the corner from Jack. Moves up. No boost here for LBG. Needs to retreat back and find some resources. Jack keeps it too close to the ground. Punished by Eric's. Off the wall, doesn't have the boost to follow it up. Minty receives beautifully. Bumped there by Mint. Battle of the gum flavors once again. Gonna use that boost to move it back on their side, but who's gonna meet it? It's gonna be Mint. Off the wall. Beautiful clear. Empty net. This could be troublesome. Astro, get back there, buddy. Mint scores there for Medusa.
Well, that's the kind of setup that you are looking for there. Now, as we're seeing here from the replay, they just didn't really have the positioning going. I think they were more caught off guard rather than taken out by skill there. It reminds me of the skill orb from Overwatch, if you ever played the game.
I mean, unfortunately, the skill in that game that we got to worry about is the skill of the developers to actually give the players what they want. But right now, LBG trying to give us what we want, which is another goal on tap here. Eric tries to move forward, but good work there from Minty. Keep the pressure on their side. The issue with this is going to be this momentum. We are seeing the defensive plays here. We've seen it before. Eric's, the rest of the gang is showing their chops too. It's going to be hard to break through. And getting a goal in the first 2 minutes is very uncharacteristic of what we saw in these past couple games. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to move through with how much time they have left to find something, because it's going to be a long haul.
I mean, given this current time that we have here, it's 3 minutes. It's not like we are working with the 2 minutes, the minute and a half prior, right? So given that we have an early score on the board, it's more than likely we're going to be seeing a lot more put up this time around, or more likely to see it. As once one gets on the board, both sides feel a need to try to perform at a greater level in order to try to outplay their opponents.
Well, you know, that is the key point, you know, Sami. It's the fact of what do you do in the face of adversity? Do you buckle down? Do you actually get locked in, start to show your best play, or do you crumple? Do you wilt? Do you choke? Right now, the members here of the Sharks, we never choke. We eat the opposition here. So Jack trying to find some damage. Minty gonna find the kill on their opposition there. I have the superior username. Mint spawns in though just in time. Moves it right back downfield. Open net once again. You mentioned the fact that that one goal we saw wasn't necessarily an out-technical play. It was more a fault of rotations. You have to make sure that your offensive rotations don't cost you availability in the defender's case. Now Astro, back for that exact same purpose, finds a save. Moves it downside, Minty. Beats one, big overcommittal there from Eric's. Could find yourself in trouble, but blocked there from LBG. Off the backboard, a bit off the mark to the right. Here comes Minty with the second attempt. LBG too busy doing flips to stop it. Tied up here for the Sharks.
See, I think there was a mistake made here. I don't know if they hit the wrong button, but as you saw from that flip there, they had the chance to get the ball, but I think they did a misclick on their jump and did a flip instead.
Nah, dude, I think he was just really happy. He was just really happy.
You really think so? He's just so happy.
Really
He just cartwheels, guys.
Yeah, you got it, bro. Keep it up. You're doing great. Now, one-to-one scenario once again. And we've seen what the Sharks can do with that. I think the members here of Medusa recognize they need to try to get this goal within the next minute. They don't want to see it go down to OT. They want it to end as soon as possible to find the dagger. Now, LBG, lone on defense. Eric's moves back in. That's the defensive key. That can move down to Minty. Stopped by Eric's, recognizing the play. Beautiful prediction of the scenario. Now Mint on the offensive has boost. Eric's looks for the shot. Get back on defense where you belong, say the Sharks.
That's a good way to put it. But I think they're going to be staying on the offensive there, especially with that demo out. Eric's is playing a beautiful midfield in order to keep this ball over on the Shark side of the field. Make sure that ball stays in control of Medusa here.
Boost being farmed well here. They can move up with a bit of confidence now. Minty, near full tank. Stops it in midfield. Ooh, knocked away by Mint. Gives Eric's control of the ball. This is what we saw last time they got their goal, but looking for a bit more fancy moves. Minty going to stop that with the quickness. Now, no boost here for Eric's. Could be in trouble. LBG on the defensive. Mint to follow it up. Puts it center field. No, could be troublesome. Minty centers it in. So close to that top corner. It was beautiful precision. Just a bit off the mark.
Indeed. What you're seeing right now is a lot of resources being used and running out for all these jumps. Minty has nothing. LBG the same, and Eric's just got a full tank.
We have 6 seconds left to use it. Mint, nothing in the tank, but determination. That might just be enough. Astro sends it skyward. Gonna be kept in play. I don't know if you want to do that, though, my friend. You could be signing your own death warrant. Best let it drop. Now, OT situation here. Anything you want to say, Sami, before it begins?
Oh, I do. See, in this sort of situation, they were caught off guard early on. If they play it fast and furious here, they're going to find a goal.
Oh my god, Sami. It's crazy. Well, at least this time, Medusa do take it with the quickness. It's really fast-paced aggression right off the get-go from these overtimes. This time, Medusa will take it off a beautiful backboard touch. Going to be able to move this one forward 2-1 to the underdogs. Everyone maybe in the stands, all those eggs in the Rocket League stands are regretting hedging their bets. Their parlays aren't quite going their way as Medusa take the lead in the set.
You know, I forgot they were actually eggs. I always think to myself, oh yeah, that's people. Yep, that's a person. And now I'm looking at, yep, those are just orbs. That's That's a very much quick realization on my part.
Those are in fact not real people. Not at all. They are products made from chickens, now being put in the stands to enjoy this game of Rocket League that these players are so kindly offering to us. And what a game it's been. It's been some very competitive Rocket League here. 2 OTs now out of our 3 games. Seems that, at least from the first game where Medusa took it quite convincingly, we're seeing some good adjustments here from the Sharks to make their way back into the set.
That we are. Now, given that the Sharks only have 1 on the board in the series, while Medusa is leading by 2 in this best of 7. We're going to have to see some more out of Long Beach here if they're going to be able to stay alive overall.
The key just might be that first goal. You talked about how much momentum is granted to you when you get that. And winning the 50-50 could be a good start to it. Off the wall, Minty getting a bit too aggressive, my friend. Shoot for the stars, but only if you can actually hit them. Now Eric's on the offensive. Decent amount of boost in hand, but also getting a bit overzealous. All these members a bit too excited. Make sure that you're still keeping your 4 wheels on the ground when you need to. LBG has to counter there for Minty. Tries to put it in, but a bit off the mark. Those wheels got to be a bit more well-directed. Astro sends it to the wall. Set up for Jax. Has 100 boost in pocket, but no position now.
Oh, no.
Retreat too much about it. Astro sends it in, but already too much time to prepare. So far, been a lot of shots, but nothing that's going to make them sweat too much. That might change right now. Jack! Beautiful chip, top right corner. Less than a minute in. Already, Sharks got a goal.
So what we're seeing right there from now on is that was the extent of Medusa's resources. Every single one of them was on an empty tank at that point. They couldn't jump, they couldn't move, and Jack had a full tank of gas ready to work with. So I think that might be the strategy going forward here for the Sharks, is just to wear down your opponents till they are barely a threat, and then devour them like the prey they are.
And now metaphorically, that also might be the case too. Already down 1 goal, but to be fair, it'll leave them plenty of time on the side of Medusa to come back into this game. Now Minty, down to the corner. Met there by the opposition Mint. Astro with the save. Astro's really been a great defensive asset, much like Eric's, but on the opposition side. Sends it back to center field. Eric's tries 50-50 it, does succeed. Enough boost to put it back up, but Jack can counter. Beautiful save there, comes up against the offensive forces of LBG. Now open net, could be in a bit of trouble here. 50-50 gonna send it right into the center. Stays hanging there for a bit. Perfect for Jax. Moves in for the hero play.
Oh.
Beautiful. Dunks it down. 2-0 here for the Sharks.
See, that one definitely called that on the technical skill there, because look at that. Pretty much outplayed LBG. Had no idea he was about to get his ankles broken there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was going to be a bit of a twister for him. Got their treads all mixed up now. Gonna have to get that to the auto shop. Allstate, you're in good hands. But so far, Astro putting it in the goal instead. Beautiful work here from the Sharks. They're making an impactful statement here in this game that we are not down and out of this by any means.
Correct. And with 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the board, what we're looking at here is actually a snowball effect. They were able to find their first goal, and then it was sequential each time after. The only way that you make a comeback from this is that you got to take control of this ball. Even if it's going to cost you some time, you need to break it up and return said aggression to your opponents. Because if you do not, you can't get another point on the board. Even if you're going to be down by so many, you need to be able to make up for your losses right now. Being down 3-0 is not a great situation here for Medusa. So they're going to have to really try to start picking up the pace.
Right now, pace being picked up here as the members of Sharks use all their boost with the quickness. Mint now having some in the tank. Ooh, not able to quite find the double touch there off the opposition's counter. LBG in the sky. Gonna move off the backboard. Question is who's going to follow it up. It's going to be Eric's, but stopped by Minty. That's a familiar feeling there for Eric's, but this time put on their head top instead. Minty, a bit too big for their britches. Move to the right for the 100 boost. Ready to counter off the wall potentially. Ooh, high flying action. Cirque du Soleil gets sent to the wall without actually having a finger on the ball, unfortunately. Now on defense. Jack stops it in place. Has to beat LBG. Succeeds in that endeavor. Off the wall now. Great play here from Jack. Can you repeat history? Not quite. Stopped by Eric's. Chipped up off the backboard. Astro to move in. It's just a bit off the mark. Eric saves it away.
And now going to be trying to go on for it, but it's not really going to be finding much value. See, something I want to point out is that in this specific setup here that we just saw from the shot, both you're seeing that both sides have a full tank of resources. However, from the previous setups there, over towards the side of Long Beach's field, we're finding that Medusa does not actually have resources available. They're running on empty more often than not, which I believe is causing them to lose control of this ball time and time again.
Right, they're going to see it one more time. Members here of the Sharks, they'll move back down. Astro, unfortunately, loses control of their life. Mint going to take that one takeaway. Eric's does it back downfield, but no one's there to follow it up. Astro receives. Astro receives and instead receives the demo, courtesy there of Eric's, but not able to capitalize. These demos are good play, but you need to find some good positional to ensure you can actually capitalize off of that fact. Without the ability to opportunize, it's just going to be a lot of wasted resources to get into turbo mode. Now, Eric's puts it up in center. No one to follow once again. Chipped up here by LEG, tries to follow it. Nicely done there to actually get another touch, but it doesn't have the momentum to be stopped at all. Minty gets destroyed, but also is destroyed by Eric's. Opens up the goal for LBG to move it on in. They're on the board.
They are on the board, but look at that clock there. That's 45 seconds to work with. You're going to have 15 seconds each to get the lead from them, much less just even up the odds here. And that's not very likely going into these matches here, especially given that we're in game number 4 of the series. Both sides have had plenty of time to learn from one another and adapt to their playstyles.
Oh no, Tommy, don't you dare say another word. You might just result in a tragedy happening here. 30 seconds on the board. LBG drops down, trying to look for the setup for their partners, but it's not going to be enough. They were just overcommitting a bit too much, getting a bit overzealous now. You can feel the desperation in every single time they put their foot on the gas. Jack on defense knows that the longer they keep it in air, the better it'll be for the team, and does succeed at that endeavor. Nice bounce, but Mint there to try to stall it for just a bit longer. Mint, no boost, no friends. Eric's there, trying to find some means of putting the ball back in control, but the pace is just too much. Mint gets demoed as well, just for added insult to injury. Ball drops down, Sharks tie it up.
Yes, they do. I see you trying to save me there, but I think that was a little bit more needed than saved for the side of Medusa.
True point. True point. We do want to see. I want to see that best of 7, man. I want to see it get down to 7. So, at the very least, we got a game here, man. 2 to 2 now. It's gonna get crazy. This is interesting. I mean, what adjustments do you got to make here, Sami, to ensure you get the upper edge?
Well, something that we were starting to see towards the tail end there was that opening. That one they got on the board was thanks to a double demo and then a recovery from the midfield there to get the score on goal. I think that's what you need to be seeing here going forward. It's not something that was well utilized by the players to begin with, but it's something that should be practiced over and over again. It's one thing to just get the demos. It's the other to completely displace your opponent to make sure they can't even be in a position to block or score.
Or even just put yourself in a position in the first place. It seems like every time that we're set up for something, there's no one to follow it up. The ball's been centered multiple times, but the only people that are actually there to receive it are members of the opposition who are just ready to clear. So at this point, if you're moving it downfield, if you're going for a clear, you're trying to put yourself in an advantageous position. Make sure the rest of your team is in some manner of location that they can actually capitalize, they can take advantage and continue that chain of action forward. Now Jack has ball already. Demo's beginning. Eric's. I haven't quite seen any blood yet, so you might be right on that initial theory, but now Astro trying to draw first blood here. Not going to succeed. Puts it in the corner, but batted away there by Mint. No boost. Has to return back to Terra Firma. Jack's to get the 250. Succeeds in that endeavor. Eric's misses the 100. Forgoes it to try to get hands on the ball. Astro's big whip. Could be a bit of trouble here, but ball slow enough that Jax can divert it. Boost going to be gained there this time by the Sharks. Nice steal there. Can move their way back on the field. Could be an issue as LBG. Contested by Astro. One misses. Jack gets it up, though. Chipped up here. This could be bad. Double touch. Beautiful! Jack gets one up for the Sharks. It only makes sense, man. They're in the Aquadome.
Oh, yeah. The being in the underwater subterranean, they definitely feel more at home. But something that you now have to see is that Jack has completely warmed up. He's got his rhythm down, and yes, he's going for these hero plays, but only when he sees an opportunity to do so. Otherwise, He's a real team player, wrapping back around every single time and being in a spot ready to counteract any shot coming towards the goal there.
I mean, just as soon as you say it, it's a beautiful demonstration that Jack, now on the offensive too, can do them both. Get you a player who can do them both. That's Jack right there. But you're absolutely correct. The defensive plays on both teams have really been shared. Oh, maybe not though, as the Shark unfortunately gets made into shark fin soup. Nice demo there. But question is, can they capitalize? Eric beats one, beats two. Beautiful movements. Jack might be in a bit of trouble too. Can Mint capitalize? Has the boost. Needs to break them properly. Great pass there from Eric, but unfortunately didn't quite have the best angle there for them to beat the defense this time. I'm liking the movement though. It's showing a bit more wiliness. It's showing a bit more of that communication we talked about the desk before the set even began. The question is, can they close? We need to see them execute to fruition. Ooh, ouch.
That's going to be smart. Now, what we're going to be seeing here is you got yourself some setups here. Great team plays, but what needs to happen now is just a return to the favor. Well, that's not going to be happening anytime soon.
Does not seem to be the case. I'm loving the rotations. I'm loving the rotations here from Shark. You saw the way that they've moved in. Jack, after setting it up off the backboard, moves to that left side to grab some boost, prepares to go back on defense should that be the case if there's a clear. But Sharks don't even need that. Now 2 minutes. Or sorry, actually, yeah, 2 minutes in.
3 minutes.
They can keep, well, 2 minutes down out of the game.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Maybe troublesome though there. Jack showing those defensive chops that you mentioned before there, Sami. Another defense here shown this time by Minty. Going to be able to save it. Now up off the corner. Mint going to try to meet their opposition. Minty, unfortunately, showing that they don't necessarily deserve that Y on their name in the first place. Astro off the wall. Eric slows it down just a bit, and LBG pushes it up. Minty going to bat that one back. Jax chips it up. Could be in a bit of trouble here, but Minty swipes it into a less unfavorable position.
Oh.
Jack, though, threads the needle somehow. I don't even think that was intentional.
No, I don't think it was. That was another one of, oh, I got it. No, you got it. I got it. Oh.
We'll take that.
I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication there from the side of the keepers on how they positioned, and then it got away from them.
Might have been a time where it might have been better for one of them to be doing backflips in place. Instead, Jack going to be the recipient of some violence there. Got a target on your back, but the question is again, oh, brilliant! That is Sami. It's exactly what you said. Some brilliant disruption to open up the field here for LBG. Mint with a brilliant assist there, going to be able to get them on the board.
As you said, it's not about the demos. It's about the opening. They didn't go for any sort of demo. They just misplaced some people and then went for the shot. And I love to see those plays because that is by far the best communicated type of execution that you can have. Because a demo can be, oh, I did happen to get them. And knockaway is, I did get them.
Very fair point. It can just kind of happen as a side effect, but those knocks got to be very intentional. Mint got to be intentional about this defense to keep them on the dominance. Going to be a nice chip up there for Astro. Moves it from the corner. Now back center field. Defense here for the Sharks. Has been solid so far. Eric's going to try to stop that real quick. Puts a shot on goal, but hits that bottom left corner. Shift up. Attempt from these members to just break that iron wall. Astro off the wall. Sets it up there for Minty. Oh, Eric says, get out of my face.
We're going to be seeing a good number of opportunities here, but something that you're really going to have to keep an eye on is how long this ball has been in the air. Just now it has only touched the ground. Every other time it has been kept on up, not allowed to touch.
And every time that happens, it's shaving off more seconds with 1 minute remaining. Needs to be a play here. It forces them to take the skies just like that. And it seems that the Sharks, despite their name, are more comfortable in the air than these other position members. Ooh, Eriks tries to put a shot on goal, but hits off the crossbar. Swipes into the corner. Jack's there to receive in the air. Good contestation from LBG to keep that ball in play. Astro doing some flips of his own. Eriks blocked out of that one, put back in the corner. Now it's Medusa on defense. Astro tries to move it in. Bat away. Mint off the wall. Could be a good play here, but Jack's always so patient, ready to receive the ball where it may drop. Beats one, moves it through the air, no boost, passes to Minty. Can't quite follow it up.
You know, we're seeing what you were mentioning earlier of there's an opportunity, but then there is no proper follow-up And that is especially the case with Medusa here.
Cannot say the same here for the Sharks. Astro puts another one in just for added panache. 3-1 differential, 7 seconds. I don't know, Sami, now might be a time for one of your brilliant caster curses.
Oh, really? You definitely think so? Well, I don't think you're going to be getting that magic here. I mean, it's 4-1. You'd have to get it within these next couple of seconds, and that is not likely to happen whatsoever.
Dear God. It was close. It was a close attempt.
It was close. You wanted that to happen there just for the meme of it, didn't you?
Dude, story, of course, yeah, storyline, abso-freaking-lutely. But now the Sharks showing why they were the selected favorites here. Taking it up. 3, 2, 2. It's going to be rough as we look here for the next one. But hey, there's a chance. We've seen great play here from Medusa so far. They can keep this one up. They just need to find that last bit of spark.
That they do. And I do want to actually make mention, despite we're seeing that it was the Sharks that actually won the match, you're seeing more shots actually coming out of Medusa as a whole, despite not winning the matches themselves. So I think they have the aggression. It's just the proper follow through that they're lacking. Where Eric's was one of the best examples I believe I saw there in the last one, where he actually was in the perfect position to do the shot, but he had no energy to be able to jump into the air to catch the ball, giving the ball up to their opponents, who then were able to capitalize and score.
Absolutely. I mean, it's what we talked about. The fact that the one time we really liked the offensive plays here from Medusa was when we saw that coordination. Shots are nice, pad your stats and all, but if you're not coordinating, you're not working as a team, you're not going to get anything on that scoreboard. Ooh. Now, set point here. Sharks looking to finish this one out. Medusa trying to prove that they're here for a reason. We're on the championship field here. It's looking dicey.
This is probably my favorite looking field. I've never been to this field before. I've only seen it on the cover of song albums, but this looks like an amazing place to be.
It is the field of champions. After all, we're at the finals.
Really?
Indeed. And now, going to be shot on goal, but LBG here to meet alongside Eric's. Oh, could be sent right back. Minty saves it. Bat right back in there by Eric's from the corner. Beautiful angle, beautiful shot. Goal goes Medusa's way.
Well, we get to see a little bit of Bob's Ramen there to sponsor him out for the shot. Being able to find that corner goal is really pivotal in the first 30 seconds of this match. You now have this momentum that you can try to utilize against your opponents to make up for what could be the match point.
Absolutely. Now on the defensive end, Sharks could be in trouble there. Double commit there, going to be good, but now jacked out of stay in the sky. Another beautiful save. It's going to be dropped down in LBG's hands. Pitched up. They can breathe a big sigh of relief. They need to keep this lead down to only 1 if they want a chance to keep their mentals in check, because you do not want to see that happen. Jack gets destroyed here. Eric seems to have a target out of this man's back and for good reason. Astro waiting for members to join the team. Shaq comes flying in and RKO's Mint out of nowhere. Absolutely disgusting. LBG in the sky. Flutters for a bit, but drops back down. No boost. Astro the same situation. Losing that corner, but Mint gonna predict it, stuff that one out.
We're seeing
taking it patiently. Chipped up, could be trouble. Jack clears.
What we're seeing a lot here is a lot of slow ball, and it's working out in the Medusa's favor, surprisingly. Usually I would see the Sharks be more aggressive with their plays, as we're seeing them right here. But it's not.
No! Finishes it there by Astro. Was about to say that would have just been absolutely tragic.
I was about to say it wasn't paying off, but I stopped myself as I saw it was already happening before I could stop.
Oh, Sami. Oh, Sami. But don't worry. We're still in this. 1-1 now. 3 minutes in. It's a reset scenario. But Minty might be trying to put it right back in. LBG converts it to the corner for Eric's.
Ooh.
Off the wall. Jack retreats back for the defense. Able to stop it for now. Eric's lost a bit of control there. The members here of Medusa need to make sure if they're going to follow the ball in the air, they're keeping it within their clutches, or else they're just handing it over to the opponent. Now to the sky, Minty. Ooh, going in. Sorry, that's Mint. There's Minty with the save. Those names are going to kill me. But so far, 3 minutes left. Even game still, but open goal could be troublesome here. Diverted by Mint.
What you're going to be seeing here is especially a lot of corner play. This is pretty much your safety net. Is if you can keep this ball in the corner, this means that there's not an opportunity to have a proper setup for a shot on goal and gives you time to send it off of your field. They want to keep that there as much as possible while also using it as a vantage point to then take it to the air for a shot.
I mean, how could you deny those corners with those brilliant, beautiful neon lights? Minty tries to follow it up. Not going to be enough. Jack with that shot as well. Batted away there by Mint. Dribbles it up twice. Minty going to say thank you very much. No boost, though, in pocket. Open goal potentially. Eric's could be in trouble. Gets demoed, but no one there to follow it up. Minty had no friends.
Yeah, what we're seeing here a lot is that kind of what happened to Jax earlier. It's now Eric's has the target on his back just permanently. Every single chance they get, intentional or not, they see him and they say, nope, you gotta go.
The ball's gotta go right into Minty's hands. Nice pass up there, but stalled with a little bit of progress there. That shot was a bit off the mark. Back in the corner. Mint off the wall. Gets a bit too happy with it. Puts it right back in Atra's possession. Slow play here, keeping in possession. Attempted the shot, but a bit off the mark there. Jumps a bit too early. Eric's chips it up over their heads. Jack there to receive. Now cleared. At the very least in center field, but not enough momentum on that one. Astro. Big 50-50. Big whiff. Could be troublesome now as it moves on in. Eric's puts it back up. Medusa on top.
That's that one surprised me, to be honest. I expected that ball to be stopped twice over there from the underneath and from the side swipe, but both were just whiffs. I definitely think we're gonna have to see some replay action there from the members to say how did this happen, guys? What was going on to allow that opportunity?
Right now, what's going on? 1 minute left for the members here of Sharks to stuff this one away before it becomes a 7th game here. Champions Field, don't make liars of us as they stake their claim for the championship. But Jack off the wall, looking to try to even this one up. Oh, Mint to match. Beautiful diversion there. Able to contest and able to send it back skyward. A lot of seconds being expended on this play.
Oh.
Sent right back in. Shipped beautifully. Eric's, you're crazy.
Well, mentioned it before. Had to keep eye on Eric's. Eric's had no opportunity to get out of the goal until now. Now, he's all over the place.
Absolutely. Now, 30 seconds left. Stami, what's the prediction? What you got?
All right, in this case, I'm definitely feeling that we're going to be heading on over to a game number 7 here. The Sharks have been the ones on the receiving end of these goals here, and they've not been able to put themselves into a position to score for the comeback. Even if they get this one right now, I don't think they have enough time to make another one thereafter.
And you can see the desperation there. Mint going to beat one, follows it up with Jax, but Eric's able to match that one as well. Keeps it in play for just too long. 5 seconds left. 4. It's centered. It's knocked away into the corner. Members here just going to let it fall. Winner goes to Medusa. And we go, Sami, to game 7 here. You can't ask for a better championships here. Division C is bringing us the heat.
That they are. See, it was what I mentioned earlier. Medusa kind of used the warm-up round. Then they were on the back pedal, having won the first and having to lose the next sequential ones. After having learned so many times from being beaten back, they're now starting to come out on top. However, I can't say if they're going to be the outright winners. After all, they're still the underdogs, and the Sharks are still the expected winners according to our poll.
But you know what? Recency bias, I say. It's a real psychological phenomenon for a reason. You have that win in pocket. You're going to be having the wind in your sails. You're back on the championship field. You're feeling good. This is going to be it. Are actually on the championship field? Indeed we are. We're on the pitch.
We are. Yes.
We're looking for the end here. Sami, what should we see from these teams to ensure their success?
All right, so if you are the Sharks here, you're going to have to see a lot more follow-up play. You have to be a lot more accurate with your shots. You have good opportunities, as you saw off of that corner shot there, but not at the right angle. Angles are imperative to have here. As for the side of the Medusa, however, you're doing a great defensive. Now you got to get a bit more offensive and make sure you have juice in the tank. That's been your biggest crutch this entire game.
Oh no, beautiful setup off the backboard to start emphatically. Astro with the setup from Minty and the setup from Jack. It's just beautiful passing game. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be me. Excellent work there from Astro.
So there's your first accurate shot. Now you're going to have to see a follow-up by that. And as mentioned, the only thing I have for Medusa is keep some energy in the bank. That is how you're going to get a shot.
That was nearly disastrous, and Jack's been taken out of the game. Just as an afterthought, Eric's as well. It's revenge, it's malice at the palace here. The way these cars are dropping like flies. Astro to the back with the contest. Off the wall from Eric's, sets it up for Minty. Not enough momentum there to carry it forward. Minty chips it up over LBG. Big 50-50, not going to go their way. Now up for Eric's defensive core here of Medusa. Needs to find something though. Astro demoed. Jack bats it right back in. Dangerous angle. Going to be saved here for now. Minty puts it right back in the corner. Members of Sharks retreat back for boost. They're trying to stay in this one for the long haul. They're here for a good time and a long time. But Jack bats it down. Eric's receives. Looking for the slow play. Astro not going to allow him it. Minty takes to the skies and Mint saves it.
It'll be seen here that there's a lot of bloodshed coming out here, and honestly, it's the Sharks that are dishing it out. Now, given that they're putting all their resources into this, I'm surprised that they're still able to run around as fast as they are.
Makes sense. They're the apex predators after all. Astro gonna try to prove why. Sets it up for Jack. A bit too much heat there, my friend. You went in with your gas fully down to the metal. Minty playing in the sky a bit too long. Jack gonna say, we need to take that one from you. Your ball privileges have been confiscated. Astro dedicates a bit too hard to that chase. Off the wall there from Minty, who's grabbed the boost. Beautiful flip reset. What can you do with it? Nice movement there, but Eric's is not impressed. Good save.
A little bit of a side swipe there off of LBG. You're going to be seeing this return play here, and it's getting really close. A little too close for comfort, if I might add. As you're seeing, I believe people are starting to get worn down. The mental is starting to show here off of some of these shots and saves. It's only a matter of time before someone breaks.
Question is who, and the question is whose car will break next, as the demos have just been so relentless here. Seen a bit of a break from the violence now, but Jack moves in from the sky. These aerial plays from Jack especially have been so potent, but members of Medusa have been able to hold out for now, keep it 1-0 differential. Astro does a bit of a flip for fun, just trying to show that, hey, we're here at the end of the day to play games, but members here Medusa don't want to play no games. They want to win. To the right back downfield, Mint chase it out, but cleared away by the opposition. In the sky, Eric's bats it down to Jackson to receive.
Oh, no.
H1, open goal. This is rough. Sharks 2-0. 1 minute left.
Yep, with just a minute 43 to work with. That's the break right there, is that someone got a little overzealous and got out of position when they should have stayed back ready to receive rather than jutting out, because there was no one able to rotate in case they missed on the defensive save.
And that's something we talked about that Sharks have to their name, their strengths when it comes to their rotation. See right there, Jack, despite all three being up on the offensive, was able to retreat back because their awareness of each other's positioning has just been so peerless. Now, Minty and Mint, the battle of the 5-gun flavors, once again, not going to go their way. 2-0 here, 1 minute left. It's possible, but it's dire as the members of Sharks look for another pass. Astro sets it up. Mint swipes it away. Jack's with a pinch. On the side, sets it beautifully in the center. Minty gonna stop the momentum. They can't over-dedicate now, or if it gets to 3-0, it's gonna be, unfortunately, out of their hands. Eric's moves to the wall. Jack flying from nowhere. Has enough boost for the double touch, but denied. Minty over-dedicates. Now 1 minute left. This is dicey.
Oh, there's an opportunity to be had here, and they find that opening thanks to Mint. And that's the lifeline they needed here with just under a minute remaining.
This is scary. Beautiful angle there from Mint. Absolutely excellent control of the car, maneuvering themselves in the air just enough to get that chip into the goal. Now, wins 50-50. LBG dedicating all their forces, grabs the 100 boost. Jack's now starved out of that one. You can't eat here at the very least. But members of the Sharks don't even need to eat. They've already had their fill. They just need to defend. Off the wall, Jack gonna follow it up. Oh no! LBG ties it up! 40 seconds left! This is insane!
Well, would it pain you to say I saw this coming?
It would not surprise me one bit, but if you say it, at least it's not my head up on the chopping block. So now, 40 seconds left. Sami, what do you think?
So right now we're seeing a unprecedented return to call. Unless they get wild, right now Medusa is on track to win this series.
Oh no, but I don't know, these situations at OT have all ended so quickly. I think neither team wants it to go to that. They want to finish it here, leave all the blood on the pitch before it gets to OT. Astro having 100 boost. This could be rough for them. Needs to turn it around though. Waiting for team to back it up. Now cleared up in the center, but Astro gonna move it back to the corner before it can get too dangerous. Jack tries to move it past one. Eric's beat out the pitch. Now LBG sends it back, but Mint there to receive it. Lets it drop down. It's OT, baby. What is going to happen? No one knows.
Well, I have an idea here, and whether it comes true is that right now, as long as Medusa keeps control and gets at least more than one person to get a pass off of this ball, they will find an opening on the goal.
We're going to have to find out here. They're trying to keep up their defense. You need to keep someone in the rotation. Mint now in trouble. The sole defender. One person already out of it. Jack has a target on their head, and they're going to execute accordingly. Pitched up. Mint going to put it back in. Grabs the 100 boost for takeaway. Now we're seeing Mint challenging that. Jack going to be their offensive hope as Minty trying to find the pass. That's a beautiful chip. Is it going to go in? Beautiful save by LBG.
Just mere moments away from disaster there, but now returning the favor. That's cold. Ladies and gentlemen, it's said and done.
The script has been written. The underdogs have taken it. Your polls know nothing. It's been an absolute steal here from Medusa, and the Sharks are frozen in place.
Well, that was a fun series.
I would happen to agree. That was beautiful play, man. I mean, what happened, Sami? You had a prediction. What do you think ended up being the deciding factor for this result?
I know I laid it on very simple, that all they had to do was keep their contact on the ball. But what you were really seeing there is a continuation of that snowball effect I mentioned earlier, how the Sharks were starting to get a bit overwhelmed. They weren't setting up a great defense. The defense was still there, but it was starting to crack. And it was cracking pretty early on, I might add. So from there on, as long as Medusa continuously just chipped away and kept the aggression going, the Sharks just fell through. And a big play off of that came thanks to Eric's finding that double kill there with their demolition.
Yeah, just decided I'm going to stop playing Halo and start playing Rocket League and start playing Halo. That might just be the key. We're all in the wrong game here, but my God, beautiful work there to each of these teams. Just peerless determination and moxie shown here on the field. Have to imagine that with staff on both sides, there's going to be a huge change of an administration as the beef only reaches a boiling point. So say goodbye to all the members of CSULB. Unfortunately, they will be now kicked out of the server and exiled. They'll have to find elsewhere to be doing their administrative purposes. But no, really, fantastic work to both these teams. I think they can each be incredibly proud of their performances than what we saw here today.
I can agree with that. For even coming in a little towards the end of the season here, I saw some great teamwork, some great camaraderie from both sides that you rarely get to see some days in esports. And it's something nice that I do hope continues to just lead on here in this program and hopefully trickle into other esport programs going forward.
Absolutely. I mean, this league, I've only been here for one, but already just from this set alone, you can tell there's something special going on here at KRLS. So fantastic work to both these teams. Hope that win or lose, you're proud of your performance, but there can only be one Division C Grand Finals winner. It's going to go to Medusa. Congratulations. Sorry, Minty, you have to change your name now. It's just in the rules. That's going to be how it works. But that being said, that is all we have here for you today in KRLS. Division C, Grand Finals between CSULB and Medusa. Thank you very much for watching. I've been D'Lo. Joined here by Sami, we had our friend Grandeur, Almighty Eye in the Sky, operating the cameras and the production. Please make sure to drop a thank you for their work as well. It is insanely useful and the only reason we are able to cast for you here today. And thank you, loyal, obedient viewers, for your time as well. We hope you've enjoyed as much as we have. With that being said, keep an eye to the sky for more content on this channel in the future.